Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Time is But a Window. Today we're going to be going over the most efficient and probably the best way to find your perfect sensitivity scientifically. Now to do so, you're going to have to download a map called Aimbots from the workshop. Just click on the workshop, search the map, and just hit subscribe on it. We all know how important aiming can be in first-person shooters. Sadly, we do not all have the same dexterity. Luckily for us, the creators, ever since the very first FPS, have known this and have added a variable to allow us to change our sensitivity. Now, throughout time, people have devised different methods on trying to find your perfect sensitivity. Sadly, most of these have been subjective towards your human eye. Now this is a far more scientific approach and will go based upon times. Now I do want to apologize because I did record this video at a 4:3 aspect resolution, which is what I usually play with, instead of the usual 16:9. I do want you guys to know that I was using 400 DPI. So if you're using like 800 DPI, you're going to want to put the sensitivities that I posted up here in half. Or if you're using 1600, you want to do it in a quarter, or adjust accordingly is all I'm saying. The final thing I want to go over is every mouse is different, so you're going to want to do this test every single time you get a new mouse. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and on to the map. Alright guys, once the game loads up, you're going to see that all the settings here are actually set up for what you're going to want to have them for to find your perfect sensitivity. You're going to want to pick up an AK, which you can see I already have. And you're going to want to actually hit the stop button for now. And you're going to just want to warm up. Just warm up a little bit. Try to get your dexterity, up and running for the day, because you know how it takes a little bit of time every day just to warm your aim up so you're actually feeling confident and understanding how your hand movements are going to work. Because at the end of the day, your first games are always going to be worse just because you're not warmed up if you don't. So you want to get accurate results on finding your perfect sensitivity. So warm up for at least 5 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, just shooting targets, and then we'll resume. All right, guys, now that you're warmed up, we're going to set up 3 base sensitivities to go off from. The 3 sensitivities are going to be 3 sensitivity, 2 sensitivity, and 1 sensitivity. Now, the reason behind this is it gives you a good variety of sensitivities, and it doesn't really matter which 3 you choose, because as you'll see when we do this, the numbers will actually adjust accordingly as you keep changing your sensitivities until you find the right one for you. Anyways, so now you're going to want to hit the play button, and it's actually not going to start until you kill your first enemy target. Remember to keep everything on default, and yes, they are not moving for this. Alright, so let's start shooting them and see what our scores are at these 3 different sensitivities. Alright guys, so here you can see my 3 results. You can see sensitivity of 3, 147, 204, and as you can see sensitivity of 2, 143, 321, and sensitivity of 1, 147, 719. Alright, so you can tell here that, that seems to be around my current range right now, and my best was at sensitivity 2, so my sensitivity is somewhere in between 3, 2, and 1. Now we got to figure out if I'm going to be better off with a higher sensitivity, just slightly higher than 2 or slightly under 2. My range is somewhere around there. That's all we've really figured out at this point. It's not quite 1 and it's definitely not 3. 2 is the best right now, so let's try 2.5 and 1.5 and see how those go. So as you can see here, at a sensitivity of 2.5, I had a time of 148, which is just slightly slower than a sensitivity of 3. And when I had a sensitivity of 1.5, I was actually a little bit faster with a 1.44, but still not quite as fast as a sensitivity of 2. So my best bet is to try a sensitivity between 2 and between 1.5 right now. So we're going to try 1.75. Alright guys, so here we can see my sensitivity at 1.75 was actually a really large improvement from in between 1.5 and 2. So now what I'm going to try to do is determine if I need to move it up up or down by going to a sensitivity of, well, let's see here, 1.75 and to, so somewhere around 1.85, and see if that is an improvement or if that makes me worse. And then I do the same thing the opposite way with a sensitivity of well, let's say like 1.65. And we're going to do and see what I am there on both sides. Either way, as you can see, my times are improving, and right now 1.75 seems to be the sensitivity that I am best with. You just continue doing this and breaking it down until you find that absolute highest number, or in this case, lowest time that you can get, because not only is it a trade-off of your actual aiming ability and precision, but it also makes sure that you're able to move your mouse fast enough that you're able to get those faster times. So it's the best of both worlds, and it'll help you the most in any game you're in. Alright guys, so I just finished up going through all of my sensitivities to determine my perfect sensitivity, and here you can see the results. We had started off with the 3 sensitivities, 3 sensitivity, 2 sensitivity, and 1 sensitivity. Then 2.5 and 1.5 and 1.75, sorry. And as you can see with 1.75, like we said, that was my lowest time originally. But anyways, we decided to do some more testing, and we did 1.85 just to see if maybe if I went a little bit higher, if I would be a little bit better, or if I went a little bit lower with 1.65. But here you can see I didn't really get good results with those, but I did get better results with the 1.65 than 1.85. Barely, but I decided to try 1.7. And here you can see I ended up getting about the same as 1.85, which means that I was getting kind of mixed results in a sense, but it is only 1 second differential between what I was getting at 1.65. So just to double check, I decided to go with 1.75 once again, and as you can see, I by far got the fastest time. Not as fast as earlier, but still quite good for me. Now, this is the way that I find my perfect sensitivity, and it's very accurate, and it's only more accurate if you do it 3 times per sensitivity and use the average. Because sometimes, something like you taking a shot at someone, and maybe you're dead on the guy's head, and just because of random recoil, it won't hit the guy's face. And you'll be sitting there tapping at the guy's head, and it'll slow you down just a little bit that one run by maybe a second. But then you do 3 runs, and you realize that you're actually a little bit faster by maybe 2 seconds. And then when you average it out, you're still a little bit faster. So I say to average them out and do a best of 3 per each sensitivity. I know it'll take a little bit more time, but it's a better way to find your perfect sensitivity. Alright guys, I know what you're thinking. What if your sensitivity is slower than 1 or faster than 3? How do you determine what your perfect sensitivity is if you find that you used a sensitivity of 1 and it had your fastest time, but you want to know if maybe going a little bit slower you would have a better advantage? Okay, so basically you can change your sensitivity to 0.5 and see, and chances are you're not going to see you're going to probably see a decline at that, but if you're using a higher DPI you might not. And if it's even faster at 0.5, try at 0.2, etc., until you find where it starts to slow down. Then you want to start tweening between those numbers of your 2 fastest numbers until you find your fastest time. And that's how simple that is. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please share it with your friends and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have a great day.